What's up, AfterBuzzers? I'm Jaimi Gray. Welcome to our mini spotlight series. We're back. I'm super excited. Our next guest is very special. She's making big moves on Netflix. You might have seen her on Malibu Rescue. Yes, her name is Jacobson. Stay with us.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Hey guys, welcome back to our mini spotlight series. Once again, I'm Jaimi Gray, and you see here, I'm not alone. I have Jacobson. Hey girl.
Hey everyone. Hey.
You guys, when she came in, I was like, taken aback because she's stunning. So for all of our listeners, you're like, well, wait, what does she look like? You guys, she is a bombshell. She looks amazing. So if no one's told you yet, well, I'm sure you hear it all the time. But today, girl, you look amazing.
Thank you.
How do you feel? What was it like, just before you even came here? What were you doing? What were you up to?
I had an interview prior to this, actually.
But
so all day I've been busy,
Yeah.
and I like that feeling. I like the adrenaline of having to go from interview to interview and being busy. I don't like not having anything to do. I don't like just sitting at home, and especially after filming, I feel like I always need to occupy my time.
Yeah.
So I like being busy, and I like the adrenaline rush.
I'm the same way. Is that like the Aquarius in you?
I think it is, and I know because we get along. You're
Yes,
an Aries and Aquarius.
Yes.
We get along really well, and I feel like it's our personalities that just are on the go, go, go all the time.
Yeah, no, same way. Do you feel like, as far as for you as an Aquarius and your personality, what is the most misunderstood thing about you? Let us know just a little bit about you.
I think the most misunderstood thing about me is my sassiness is like love, Like
Yeah.
if I'm sassy to you, it's because I love you. It's because we're friends. It's because I trust you.
Oh my gosh. So it's like you're saying it with love. So it's like tough love.
Tough love, yeah.
Okay. So it's like just handle it. Aries is the same way. And people don't get us.
They don't get it.
I'm like, I care about you. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's love,
It's love. And we have more in common too because she's the youngest of three.
Yeah.
Two brothers.
Two older brothers.
Two older brothers, and I have an older brother and older sister. The youngest child is also always misunderstood. They think we get away with everything. I disagree. I just think that it's like with our parents, or whoever, you just kind of see how they treat the other siblings.
Yeah.
So
you
then,
learn from it.
That's
you
all it is.
see what not to do, and you learn how to get away with things.
So don't hate. It is what it is.
My brother's like, of course, like, she didn't get in trouble for this. Like, if we did that, and I was like, guys, it's not my fault. Like,
Right. It's his life. Get over it.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Jackie, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Nice
Clearly,
to
we're
meet
hitting
you.
it off already.
I know.
I love it. You got to stay. Okay, you got to come back. But again, you guys probably know her from Malibu Rescue. It's on Netflix. Tell me what it's like, as far as being on this show. It's great. I was literally watching it before I came here. So, tell me what your experience has been just working.
Yeah, I mean, Malibu Rescue was right off the bat one of the best sets, the best opportunity, one of the best things that I've been on so far, and I think it was because of the amazing cast and crew that we had.
Yeah.
Everyone got along really well. The crew, the cast, the vibes on set were just really fun, like, all the time. And so it didn't feel like work, and I feel like that was the best part about set, is that we were at the beach every single day. I mean, it literally doesn't get better than that. And the fact that we were all friends, and then we eventually became this big family, and we had so much time together, it was so easy.
Yeah, and so, okay, so it is on the beach. What was that audition process like? Did you have to know how to swim, or, what were the requirements?
There really weren't any actual requirements listed. I was originally auditioning for Lizzie, actually, before I booked Dylan. So I'm sure swimming was something that I needed to know, which, I mean, I did. It was, like, on my resume, but there wasn't anything specific. And when I booked Dylan, I did some research on, like, CPR and other, like, captain-y type of things that I would need to know, but prior to the audition process, I didn't need any, like, specific requirements.
Yeah, I wish I could say that I remember CPR, but I don't. But it's okay. Don't judge me. So, Dylan, they describe her as, like, the captain that has something to prove,
Yes.
little quirky. How would you describe your character?
I think that's basically Dylan in a nutshell, but she has so many more layers to her that I feel like people don't understand. I mean, she is a teenage girl. She's going through so much all the time. She's trying to earn the respect and the trust of her teammates, and they're not always giving that to her, and she's trying to prove herself to the Malibu kids. So she's kind of always getting people to, push her down, and she's always trying to get back up and be resilient and be the captain she thinks that she can be. And so she prepares cares a lot. She does whatever she can to kind of be the best friend and be the best captain she could possibly be.
Yeah, just like an Aquarius. You know? What are the odds, though, that it's like you're an Aquarius, you're doing, you know, this movie and series, we'll get into that, you know, where it's dealing with water, you know, it's just, I think it's ironic.
I'm a water barrier.
Yeah.
I didn't even think of that. I have never thought about that.
Girl, it was meant for you. Wow. And then you're from LA. You were born and raised here.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to get into that too, but we'll get into that just a little bit later. So for this, for Malibu Rescue, as far as the start of it, you started out in the movie, which came out in May on Netflix, doing big things. Netflix is just like out
Netflix
here.
Netflix is popping everything out.
I think that's amazing. Netflix, hey, I'm next. But then it moved into a series, and it just the series came out June 3rd. Mm-hmm. That's amazing. So you guys check it out. Like I said, I was just watching it. So did you know that it was going to be a series? You know, while we were filming the movie.
Yes. When I booked it, we found out that it was going to be a movie and a TV series. While we were auditioning, everyone's like, is this a movie? Is this a show? Like, nobody actually knew what it was, like, when we were auditioning. And then when I got the call that I booked it, my agent was like, it's a movie and you have a series. Like, it's not a pilot. Like, you have a full series right after this movie.
Double.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It's a double whammy. It was a win-win, you know?
That's a win-win situation.
Absolutely.
So, so with this movie, you know, we already know about your character. Mm-hmm. Tell us about the movie, or just the series in general. What would you say it's about if you had to explain it in your own words?
I think the best way to describe the movie and the series is about a group of kids from the Valley, and they go to Malibu to do this junior lifeguard training camp, and they meet their captain, Dylan, and she's not liked by the Malibu kids, and the Malibu kids don't like the Valley kids, so they all kind of become the underdogs and have to prove themselves to literally everybody. And at the end of the movie, they, you know, show up. They do what they need to do to become Junior Rescue, and then in the series, it's basically their lives as being official Malibu Junior Rescue and all the adventures and rescues and relationships and everything that they have to deal with being teenagers as lifeguards.
Yeah, that's amazing. So I did see something on your Instagram. I was, you know, stalking.
Stalking me?
And, okay, so as you and your gorgeous mom, you guys were, like, cheering because you got news about an offer. Was that the offer?
That was the offer.
That's amazing.
Rescue, yeah.
So you were with your mom, you know, when you got that call.
My manager recorded it all, and she had this whole plan, and she was coming over to show me prom dresses and all these different things, and I was like, okay, like, maybe she's just gonna come over with balloons. Maybe she's actually gonna tell me that I booked it, and then I open my door and she actually just has prom dresses. I was like, okay, like, yeah,
right.
Whatever. And so then after, she was like, oh, you know, you should call your agents because they don't have a part of your information for the contract. Like, you should go call them. And I was like, okay, whatever. So we call my agents, and I see my manager, like, pull out her phone, and I'm not thinking anything of it. And then we're talking to my agents, and then she basically was saying, she's like, yeah, like, you're not testing anymore. And I was like, okay, so, like, I didn't get it, like, whatever. And then I see my manager start recording, and she's like, it's because you got it. And it's like this whole thing.
That's amazing.
Like, the video still gives me chills. It's so surreal and insane to watch, and the fact that that was almost 1.5 years ago, and it's still, like, it still gives me, like, butterflies, and that same feeling I had literally that day.
Yeah, I mean, congratulations. You're 17, and you've been acting for how long?
Almost 10 years, like 9.5 years.
Which just goes to show, like, guys, whenever it's your craft, if you keep at it, consistency is key.
Absolutely.
Like, you have to, especially in this business.
Yeah.
But you did mention Prom.
Yes.
You guys, she looks stunning. I know I keep saying that. I need another word for you. Gorgeous, splendiferous, I don't know, something. She looked amazing.
Thank you.
And, you know, I think also with Prom, my prom was a long time ago. But it was very serious. It's like the most serious thing in the world. You're looking at dresses. It's going to be custom made. And I had drama, you know, with my boo at the time, okay? But, you know, it's that once in a lifetime kind of thing. What was that whole experience for you?
I've been to prom twice before this last prom.
She's a veteran.
But the difference with this prom, I was going with my boyfriend. It was this special thing, and I really wanted it to make it that high school special experience that everyone thinks that prom is. And so picking out my dress, it couldn't have just been any dress, you know, it had to be the dress.
Of course.
I felt like I was planning my wedding. It was so stressful.
Yeah.
But it all came together, and it ended up being like one of the best nights, and I'm so happy that it went so smoothly and everything went so well, and I had the best time.
What do you think about, just with like social media in general, prom is a big deal these days? Like 10 years ago or so, like prom was a little different.
Yeah.
You know, our dresses were maybe a little more basic, or, you know, maybe got a custom made dress, but now people are having like helicopters and,
The
you know.
promposals.
Yeah,
that's the biggest
promposals.
thing. Is my mom went to the same high school that I went to, and she was
Yeah.
like, no one did that. She's like, you would just walk up to a person and be like, do you want to go to prom? And they'd be like, yeah, and then that'd be it.
Yeah.
Like now you have to come up with this extravagant, like creative way to ask your like friend or your girlfriend or your boyfriend to prom. And I remember my boyfriend was like sitting like trying to figure out like what he's gonna do.
Stress.
It's so stressful, but he pulled it off so well, and everyone's promposals were so cute. And,
yeah. Now I want to go back in time. I want to do over. I want to do it
you
back
could have
over.
a new prom.
Yeah, we'll just have to make it up somehow.
Yeah.
I'm not too old. Okay, so just to get to know more about you, because of course we learned about your character. Now people want to get to know you personally.
Yeah.
So, you know, she's had an amazing prom. But as far as some of the other things you've done, you're an advocate for the Diabetes Association and Alzheimer's. Can you tell me, you know, how you got into that?
Ever since I was little, both of my grandparents have diabetes.
Okay.
And so that has been something that I needed to learn since I was little. My grandma has to do like insulin shots before she eats a lot. And so ever since I was little, that was something that I would do for her. And I still do it now. We go to dinner and, you know, she has a shot, and it's people like look around, they're like, what is happening right now? But that's something that's so normal to me at this point. And recently my grandpa has been diagnosed with Alzheimer's, at least early stages of it, and it's been really hard on my family. So finding a solution and a cure to that is really the biggest thing that I'm trying to focus on, because it is such a big impact on our family that hit us so hard. And, you know, he's still so happy and talkative and stuff, which is great, but there's a lot of families that aren't so lucky.
Yeah.
So just finding cures and finding a solution to something that, you know, hurts families so much is so important.
Right. Well, I think it's amazing that you are doing something like that, you know, especially at a young age to, you know, show people your age and older, you know, what to do in situations like that and how to support. So I commend you, and it shows the type of person that you are, you know. That's why it's so important to get to know our guests like this, because they do a lot. But as another thing I learned about you, which you guys, we're going to have to compete on this, but she wants to go to culinary school.
Yes.
Are you a cooker, a baker?
I say I'm more of a baker, but I feel like if someone, you know, was like, make me a steak or make me whatever, like I could do it. But I definitely like to focus more on desserts, which is weird because I don't really like desserts.
What?
Like I don't like cake and cupcakes. I like to make it, I like to decorate it, but that's not something I like to eat, which is weird.
Maybe that's a good thing, though.
I think it could be the amount I bake, like I shouldn't
Right.
eat it. Like it'd be very dangerous. So it kind of like balances itself out that I'm like soaked in like sugar and frosting at the end of the day, and I'm like, this is so gross. Like I never want to eat this again. Which kind of works out.
Well, you know, okay, so I'm more of like I'm more into cooking. You know, I can saute a little bit.
You can, like, flip it.
Yeah, you
Okay.
guys, I throw down in the kitchen. But I have been getting into baking, so I have been making like vegan cookies. I brought some the other day. They were a hit. Okay,
Yeah, I'm
but
sure.
yeah, I think that's amazing that you want to get into. Why though? Is it just because you love it, or?
Well, coming from a Russian background, family dinners were such a big thing, and cooking and the recipes that my grandma handed down to my mom and on my dad's side, and so all of that has been like instilled in me in such a young age, and just being in the kitchen. And both of my older brothers love to cook as well. So a big part of our family time is being in the kitchen, and we watch Food Network, I think 24 hours a day. That's the only channel I'm on ever. And so I loved trying new things, and I'm such a foodie that I would love to cook, and I like to try my own foods, and I'll see something on TV and I'm like, I could totally do that.
I am the same way. Especially
but I definitely can't.
Yeah, like I might stress bake, which is why I'm like, I should not eat, you know, what I'm baking.
It's fun. It's relaxing.
It is.
Until it doesn't go well.
Exactly. I'm like, oh, you have to throw it away. But it's therapeutic in a sense, too.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it helps your creative side. Like, I love to decorate cakes, and I love to decorate cupcakes. Like, if it's for any event or even just, like, nothing, like, anything that I can make look pretty or for a special occasion is so fun. I think it takes out the creative side and like the therapeutic side.
Right.
It's nice.
Yeah, I might need to get into that. Instead of cookies, like do cakes.
Yeah.
But
a big cake.
Maybe a cupcake. I don't know, because I might eat the whole cake. But you mentioned that you have Russian background and that you speak Russian.
Yeah, Russian was actually my first language.
Can I hear just a little bit of Russian? Just a little bit.
I can just introduce myself.
Okay, do it. Go for it.
Привет, меня зовут Jacqueline. Which means hi, my name is Jacqueline.
Hi. We're communicating here. That's awesome. Yeah. So you also did voiceover ADR work?
I did. So ever since I started acting, I got brought into a loop group. And so I started doing ADR and voiceover work. And my Russian actually came in handy. It was for an episode. I think it was Law and Order. Yeah. And this little Russian boy had to be a Russian boy, but he didn't speak Russian. So I ended up doing all of his Russian speaking parts. And so that was cool because I've never done that before.
That is cool.
So I'm not as into ADR as I was before, but it was definitely a really good way to see the process of movie making and all the little things that go into it. You'd hear yourself in some movies. I'm like, oh my god, that was me saying hi. And I was like, no, it's not. I'm like, yes, it is. I know that was me, and it's all these different things that have to come together to make a movie come alive, and I thought that was so interesting.
That's amazing. And the cool thing about ADR too is it's never too late for anyone to get into that. You could still do it.
They need everyone of all ages all the time. So
that's incredible. Yeah. So you see, we're learning all about Jackie, which I know you mentioned Law and Order, but you got your start in acting was it with Criminal Minds?
Yeah, that was definitely the first
way back
big thing. Oh yeah, so long ago.
Back in the day.
That was definitely the biggest thing that I did. My first biggest thing that I did, which was an insane experience, and I'm still so excited that I did it. It still reruns all the time, and I'll literally still watch every Criminal Minds episode ever all the time because they're always on, and it was such a cool show, but I've never seen it before, and I was so scared to watch it. I was like, I can't, I'm little. I can't watch this.
That would be me too.
And after I filmed it, I was like, okay, so now I know what happens, and it's not that scary. And so I've seen every single episode since.
See, yeah. She's true to this, not new to this. Okay. Yeah. So I think it's great what you're doing with everything. You guys remember to check out Malibu Rescue. It's on Netflix. Check out the movie. Check out the series, and you will see her playing Dylan. Yes. So Jackie, let our viewers know where they can find you.
You can find me on Instagram at Jackie R. Jacobson. And hope you like Malibu Rescue.
Oh, I'm sure they will. You guys, thank you for tuning in. I'm Jaimi Gray. You can find me on Twitter at It's Jaimi Gray or on Instagram at Jaimi Gray, JaimiGray. Get it right. Okay. Yes. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Tune in to our next mini spotlight. Take care.
Bye.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.